I remember freshman year when I was having some struggles, AVID being the most fun class that I had that year. I walked into Miss Irwin's room and I remember it was just seeing fun decorations and a welcoming teacher, and you feel the vibe of the classroom and you know it's different than a core class. Going into high school was when I had my first real falling out with a group of friends. I was having a lot of struggles internally and at school. It felt like I was going into my sophomore year of high school really alone. That year, I did not know where to sit during lunch. I had tried to go sit with my old friends and it just did not work out. Eventually, I had moved to the library. I just genuinely wanted to be home all the time. I never wanted to go to school. And then I couldn't contain it anymore. And I went to Miss Irwin's room one day during lunch and I kind of just let it all out. She just told me, "You are very bright. It would be a waste of your talents if you went homeschooled." She was like, "I think that this school is good for you and you like being around your teachers." That was the moment that our relationship became more than student and teacher, and it became like mentor and mentee. She helped me realize that even though in that moment I did feel alone, independence isn't always a bad thing. I think the most important thing that I've learned about myself is that whether I'm helping myself or I'm helping someone else, I only want to get better. I only want myself to be better. I only want other people to be better. And I realized that if you surround yourself with people that make you feel like you're on top of the world no matter what, it doesn't matter what struggles you're going through or anything, because they'll always be there for you. And then you realize in your head that you're worthy of being there for. And so then therefore you're always there for yourself.
Stand up if you have the power to put on a cape and fly. Stand up if you have the power of super strength. Stand up if you have the power of time travel. If you didn't stand up, that's okay. I've got something to share with you today, a superpower that rises above the rest. I'll never forget it. I was 15 years old, and it was my sophomore year of high school. My AVID teacher, Mrs. Irwin, was telling us how to choose the careers we want for life. Of course, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. I was set on becoming a psychologist, a vague interest of mine which I actually knew nothing about. She told us to sit and think about skills that we were already genuinely passionate about and may already succeed in. And for some reason, in that moment, it clicked. Why hadn't I thought of it before? I'd always been a gifted writer in school, and I loved it more than anything, so why had I never thought about making it my profession until now? By following the AVID curriculum, Mrs. Irwin was able to help me realize something about myself, my goals, and my passion without knowing if it would even make a true impact on me. I am thankful for this day in class because without it, I feel as though I would be pursuing something that my heart did not truly desire. Mrs. Irwin, along with the help of my AP seminar and 10th grade English teacher, Ms. Curry, I was able to spend my sophomore year nurturing my love for writing, storytelling, and reporting. Through sophomore year, I researched over tourism in Hawaii was affecting the resources of the islands. This project is what helped me open my eyes to what I want to spend the rest of my life doing, amplifying the voices of the unheard. Not only were Mrs. Irwin and Ms. Curry a piece of my support group, but so were my classmates. My sophomore year AVID class introduced me to some of the most important people in that phase of my life, and now as well, Jessica Flores and Crystal Palacios. Most people would think I had it all: amazing friends, good grades, and a great social life. However, sophomore year, some things happened that led me to have no friends at all. Despite what most people thought, I did go unnoticed because no one knew me. I felt completely invisible and very insecure. However, two very important members of my AVID family, Crystal and Jessica, have been there for me so much, and I them. They have supported me through my ups and downs, and I am honored to be able to be there for them now. As we grow and begin to face life in different ways, I am beyond grateful that AVID has been able to introduce me to the people who saved my life. I was alone, isolated, on the verge of becoming homeschooled and wanting to give up. But those people are the ones who made me want to push forward every single day. Without them, I would have lost my battle with feeling as though I did not belong at and could not form a new identity in school a very long time ago. And now, I push forth to be stronger for myself and to be stronger for them, so that when they have a moment of fault or weakness, I can be there for them in the most vulnerable of ways out of pure love, because I do love my AVID family. They are the best thing that happened to me, and I make sure they never forget it. Everyone in that class changed me for the better, but those two girls were my rocks and made me feel comfortable enough to open up for the first time in my life. For those who feel as powerless as I did, I want to give them a voice, a vessel through which they can speak until they can find their confidence on their own. I feel as though AVID helped me unlock my potential as a writer. Even though my writing, like myself, is ever evolving, AVID helped me tighten the reins and realize that this talent can be understood and trained to help me achieve my dreams of becoming a reporter through the new ways that AVID teaches you to learn. Right now, I am using the superpower of my writing to research and hopefully find an answer as to how modern advancements in society are affecting our female journalists. And in the future, I hope to be a voice for those who cannot use theirs. I wish to fight injustices by spreading stories of others who cannot do it themselves. I have a real understanding of my writing now. It is a piece of myself that I cannot imagine living without. In the future, while I wish to maintain my dreams of reporting and writing articles, I've also realized that I would love to write a book and become an author. Without AVID, I'm not too sure if I would have come to this realization on my own. Not to mention the fact that I have the best AVID teacher in the world. Without Mrs. Irwin, my high school experience would not have been this good so far. From freshman year to now, she has helped me an untraceable amount of times, and I am beyond grateful for everyone. I will be a first-generation college student. Growing up, I never heard much about college, but my mother always wanted more for me than what she was granted. I own my skills and accomplishments as my own, but without AVID, my potential would never have been unlocked and ready to take on the world to show what I have to offer. Superpowers like flying, reading minds, and time traveling are great, but they simply don't compare to the power that a teacher holds when they believe in you. Mrs. Irwin and Miss Curry believed in me, and that was all I needed to be able to realize my true potential. Their belief in me made me more confident. To students everywhere, if you see a piece of yourself in my story, just know the power that you hold when you finally start having confidence in yourself. And to teachers everywhere, you have the power to create that confidence within us. Find those role models and nurture your gifts, because without their faith in me, I never would have found the strength to start believing in myself. Let's revisit the questions I asked a few minutes ago. Please stand if you have the power to fly or have super strength. Okay, now stand if you work in education. Put your hands on your hips in your best superhero pose, because you have a power that exceeds all the rest. You change lives and inspire hope and dreams, and you don't even have to wear a cape. Thank you.